Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. That's right, you're back with Gray Hair Dave on episode number 14. So, we've done 13 so far. 14's today, 15 is tomorrow. So, stay tuned to tomorrow after you hear what goes on today. I've got some new swag, as they say, in the mail in the last couple days. Got some really cool Gray Hair Dave keychains. And I also ordered myself, folks, a couple of Gray Hair Dave black t-shirts. Gray Hair Dave. It's got the logo right on the left chest. It looks sharp. I'm going to start a page on the website where you can purchase these things if you'd like to, and use the little icon on the right side of the website now that says something to the effect of "Tell Dave what you want." Leave Dave a message is what it says. Tell Dave what you want. Leave Dave a message. It's a little icon right on the right hand side of the website, and every page it's there. But I think maybe I'll open up a little store. Maybe I could start selling you guys some swag, or if you're part of if I open up a Patreon or buy me a coffee or buy me a beer site, you pay me so much an episode, and I'll send you out a T-shirt or who knows. I'd like to see what kind of mugs they can make out of this too. I'm buying this stuff from a place called Sticker Mule. Sticker Mule is an online store, and it's been advertised by many podcasters, because that's where many podcasters get their gear from. Their swag, as they call it, or their just the things that they want to wear. Also, the logo I wanted to tell you was made for me by a company, let's see here, called lovedayzombies.com. LOVEDAY zombies.com. Now, I'll put a link to each of these in the show notes. So if you want to go and get one yourself, you can. Love Day Zombies, they do some of the coolest things. I tell you what, if you're into podcasting or anything that needs a logo, these are your guys. I tell you what, they're quick. They've done, I can't tell you how many times they've re-edited my logo to try and help me get it to a specific size where I can get it on Apple Podcasts. Because that's the only thing holding me up from being on Apple Podcasts is the size of the logo. And I don't want to change the logo because I love the logo, folks. I think it looks so cool. They've done a great job. Now, is it an exact replica of me? Absolutely not. But I've got the gray hair. I've got glasses. They're a little bit different style. And I've got the gray hair, the gray beard. I don't normally wear green sweaters, but I've got a yellow pullover polo shirt that's on in the background. I like purple, and I like, orange and yellow and green. And I love the logo. I love what they've done. They're fantastic. Can't say enough good about Love Day Zombies. Same thing with Sticker Mule. I sent them that logo in the form of just a JPEG. And they are knocking this stuff out for me, whatever I need, however many I want. And the prices are reasonable as could be. I tell you what, if you're a podcaster just getting into this and you want to start, showing yourself off at the conventions, or just this T-shirts I got today. I'm going out to get something to eat, and I'm going to wear it. Weather's nice enough here that I can wear it and not have to wear anything over it, and it's great. Advertise your podcast. If you're podcasting on your body, why not? It's free. It's not free, but the price wasn't bad. Anyways, let's get on to what we were going to talk about today. Part of what we were going to talk about today, now, if you remember, ChatGPT wanted me on number 14 to share stories about my first jobs. Well, my first job, of course, was being a kid. And a second job was working for my dad at the lumber yard. Now that was a family-owned lumber yard. My dad, my uncle, and my two aunts owned the place. Our grandfather had started it with Mr. Moore years and years and years ago in Croswell, Michigan, and my grandpa had owned a couple other businesses in town at the same time. One being the theater that was there for the longest time. In fact, my dad tells stories about about working for Grandpa at that theater when the movie Gone with the Wind came out. I remember this. He tells this. He told me this 3 or 4 times, and he had seen it so many times that he could basically recite it word for word because he'd heard it so many times. But he was so sick of it. He never wanted to see it again. When it came on television, I said, "Hey, Dad, there's your show." And he goes, "Change the channel, Dave. Just change the channel." I go, "Okay, whatever you want." I figured he put in enough time with Gone with the Wind. He didn't have to watch it again just because of me. God bless him for that. So anyways, I'm not going to talk about that, but I did talk about working at the drugstore too. Working at the drugstore was cool. I mean, I got to drive around, and we talked about cars a lot. Not a lot, but a little bit. I got to drive around in a Volkswagen station wagon with 4 on the floor, and it was fun. It was a fun little car. I'll tell you what. I had a lot more fun driving that thing around than I did my Dodge Satellite, which is the same thing as a Charger. It's just the Plymouth version of it. And it was, that thing would go through snow like there's no tomorrow, too. Just doom. The problem was the heater on it was just disgustingly bad. You really had to dress warm. It came out on the floor only, and it was, oh man. I remember Mac McKenzie came out and had to try to show me how to do it all. It was fun. And while I was working for him, he had a 12-cylinder Jaguar XKE convertible. This was a car. Oh my God. We lived in Port Huron. And Port Huron is right across the river, basically, right before the mouth of Lake Huron. It's right across the river from Sarnia, Canada. Realistically, if you're on the south side of the bridge, you could probably throw a rock if you had a good arm and throw across the river. Freighters used to go up and down it, and we could talk more about Port Huron later on, but he used to have to take that car to Canada to have a tune-up, because there was nobody in Port Huron who could. There wasn't a Jaguar dealership. The car was so temperamental that you had to have it done specifically at a Jaguar dealership. And a tune-up and an oil change, that it'd be gone a week. It really would. It'd be gone a week. And here's a kicker on it. For a loaner, they gave him a Corvette. It's like, oh, that's stupid. But that's what they did. It's exactly what they did. Hey, what do I know? But I got to drive that Jaguar a couple of times, and oh my gosh, what a piece of equipment! And it drove like you had to drive it. I mean, you had to hold on, but boy, it was smooth, it was quick, it was fast. And it was fun. And I could see why Mac bought it. I really can. The next job I had, when I worked at the paper mill after high school. Like I said, most of my friends, they all went to college. I think Chris and I know I didn't, but Chris, his dad and his grandmother and his uncle owned a sporting goods store in town. So Chris went to work there and did rather well until, they the mall moved into Port Huron. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dean, a friend of mine, I know he went to work for the railroad, and I don't remember off the top of my head if he went to college or not. Something makes me think he took some college. I don't know, but I can't remember everything. I got gray hair and I'm older. I can't remember everything. Goodness gracious. So, in fact, I'm so old. We can start with the I'm so old jokes, but I'm so old that my new Apple Watch tells me when to take my medication. How fun is that? It's fun enough that I taught one of the people I work with how to do it on theirs. It was fun. It's a riot. So anyways, folks, that's today. That's all we're going to talk about today. But thanks for listening. Don't forget to tune in. Check the website out, 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. Tell your friends about it. Apologize, I'm not on Apple yet. Tell them I'm working at it, but I'll get there. But tell them to go to the website. Tell them to go to Spotify. Tell them to go to Wondery. Not Wondery, I'm sorry. Go to Fountain. Go to Castamatic or any other podcast app out there. I'm on everybody except for Apple. I'm not on iTunes yet, so I haven't pushed real hard for that. I mean, iHeartRadio or Pandora. I don't think I'll go to Pandora this time, but I do want to get on iHeartRadio if I can. So anyways, folks, that's it for today. Tell your friends, and we'll talk tomorrow. Remember, this is Gray Hair Dave. Tell your friends, that crazy Gray Hair Dave, he's a wackadoodle, but he has fun. We'll talk to you. Bye.